Welcome to the Maximus Minute, and today we're going to talk about testosterone. Everywhere you look on social media these days, everything seems to be about TRT, about getting some type of testosterone cream or testosterone injection. Now, I want to say this as a blanket statement. I'm not necessarily against TRT. I am not against testosterone therapy if you actually need it. But there needs to be a big asterisk next to that if, because most people don't need it. What I see happening is men that are too lazy to work out, not motivated to eat right, they're unwilling to give up booze or processed food, and then they run to TRT as a quick fix. There's a huge problem with that. Once you go on TRT, you're probably not going to get off. And then the other problem is, even if you are on TRT, it's not just going to magically make you feel better or magically do the work for you. You still have to do all these other things. One of the reasons I'm talking about this is because I've never used a steroid. I've never used TRT. I've never used testosterone therapy. And my testosterone is 951, which to a lot of men seems high, especially because I'm 45 years old. The sad thing is it's not that high. That's what it should be for a 45-year-old man, especially when you live your life right. So people are asking me, what are you doing to maintain your hormone levels? What are you doing to maintain your strength and conditioning? What are you doing to maintain your youthfulness? After all, last year I was the oldest contestant in the history of the Ultimate Fighter reality show. And so I know a few things. Anyway, here are a couple of the things that I do to not only make sure that my testosterone's high, but to make sure that I'm healthy, that I'm fit, that I've got longevity, that I can think more clearly. These things, whether you're a man or a woman, these things will improve the quality of your life dramatically. So the first thing and the most simple thing is sleep. And I talk about this in almost every, health and wellness kind of podcast that I do. Sleep is important. I'd like you to get 8 hours a night in a completely blacked out environment. You wanted to take it a step further, make sure the room is cold and make sure your feet are warm. So have the room at like 67, 68 degrees and wear socks to bed. You could also take a magnesium supplement before bed. Something like a magnesium citrate would be a great thing to take. Take that before bed. If you can maximize your sleep, you'll maximize your testosterone, you'll maximize your health. You'll be leaner, you'll be stronger, you'll be happier, you'll think better. Like sleep is the number one thing. Number two, no processed food. Get rid of processed food. The cleaner, the better. I have a simple rule. You got to be able to, murder it or pluck it from a tree to be able to eat it. Now, things like multivitamins, things like protein powder, yes, they are processed. I'm okay with those. Those will go in a category called ultra-processed food. It doesn't mean they're unhealthy because they didn't exist, 500 years ago, but make sure you're getting a clean product. So get rid of, we'll say rather than no processed food, get rid of all unclean food, real ingredients, high quality stuff. Number three, you got to exercise every single day. Doesn't mean you have to train every day. Doesn't mean you have to work out every day, but you've got to exercise every single day. You've got to move your body. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's lifting some weights. Maybe it's running, but exercising will help you. Now, when it comes to exercise, there's a couple of specific things that can really, really help you. Number one is heavy lifting. Not necessarily going for a PR, not necessarily going for a 1-rep max, but lifting some heavy weights, some heavy bench press, some heavy deadlifts, some heavy squats. Those will help increase your testosterone. Also, sprints. Nothing works like a good sprint. I'm not talking a long sprint. I'm not talking mile repeats. I'm talking like a 40-yard or 100-meter sprint. Do some of those and your testosterone will be elevated. So we've got sleep. We've got no processed food. We've got exercise, especially some heavy lifts and some sprints. Maybe I should expand on that a little bit more. You want a perfect program for this? Twice a week, lift heavy. An upper body lift and a lower body lift on different days, and then twice a week do some sprints. If you did that, your testosterone would elevate. Number four, I want you to eat more red meat. Red meat is the secret. Red meat is the key. Red meat is not bad for you. I don't care what these vegans say. Red meat is a natural substance. It's one of the cleanest foods that there is. And if someone's eating Beyond Meat Burger, if someone's eating at Subway, if someone's eating at McDonald's, don't let them tell you that a ribeye steak is bad. Steak is good. Steak is your friend. A steak a day keeps the doctor away. So red meat. So there are your 4 factors so far. 5, get some sunlight. Get out of the house. Stand in the sun for 20 minutes a day. Maybe this is a walk. Maybe this is laying on your deck or your balcony. Maybe it's laying in your backyard. But get some sun. That's your 5th factor. Number 6, cold plunges. Or if you don't have access to a cold plunge, you can have an ice cold shower. This will help increase your testosterone. It will increase your vitality. It will increase all of the good chemicals flowing through your veins. And honestly, it will just make you feel a hell of a lot better. There's all kinds of science on cold plunge stuff. I'm not going to go down that road right now, but cold plunges will help. And then the final thing, de-stress. Stress will kill you. Stress will take you apart day by day, minute by minute, month by month. Like, stress is the killer. If you are stressed, your testosterone will be lower. If you are stressed, your cortisol will be raised. If you are stressed, you will get fatter. You will burn your muscle off. Stay away from stress. So you got stress in your relationship, fix your relationship or get a new one. If you're stressed in your job, fix your work conditions or get a new job. I've seen far too many people age prematurely. I've seen far too many people go to an early grave. I've seen far too many people live a substandard lifestyle because of stress. So minimize that stress and you will be better. So if you can do those things, if you could start sleeping more and better, you can get rid of unclean food, you can work out, you can get some sun, you can eat more red meat, you can use some cold therapy. And again, you don't have to have a cold plunge. I'm lucky enough to have a cold plunge in my house, but it could just be a cold shower every morning for 5 minutes to snap you awake. And then you reduce stress. If you can do those 7 things, your testosterone will be higher. Your human growth hormone will be higher. Your cortisol will be lower. You will be happier. You will be healthier. You will be more productive. And if you're watching this and your testosterone is already high and you're not interested in getting higher testosterone, that's fine. If you're just interested in health and wellness, these are great recommendations for you. It's not just all about testosterone. If you did these things, I promise you, your life would improve in every single way. So do me a favor. Stop talking about it. Start being about it. Stop looking for shortcuts. Do stuff the right way. And none of this stuff is glamorous. Note that I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to sell you on some weird supplement. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to get you 3 easy payments of $9.99 or take your paycheck from you. I'm just giving you real advice that I can't charge money for. Sleep's free. Processed food, I mean, food costs money, but it doesn't cost any more to eat healthy than it does to eat bad. Sunlight, last time I checked, sun was free. Get outside, working out. You don't have a gym membership, that's fine. You can work out with no gear. Like, all this stuff is 100% free. And the funny thing is, people will not do this stuff, but they'll pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for doctors and injections and supplements and all kinds of other stuff. Like, why wouldn't you just invest in yourself for free? You're worth it. So get to work.